Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elena. If this is your first time here on my channel, I talk about things like veganism, self-care, and overall holistic wellness. So if that's something that you're interested in, please subscribe so that you stay updated on my videos. And yeah, let's get into it. So the video that I want to do today, I want to talk about relationships. My last video I talked about different stressors that we all deal with, and I included relationships in that video, and I just want to make a separate video to kind of go into a little bit more detail. So the things that I want to talk about concerning relationships, like the importance of relationships, whether it's maintaining healthy family relationships, romantic relationship, and even friendships. So I want to talk about the importance of maintaining healthy relationships, as well as the importance of discontinuing toxic relationships or unhealthy relationships. So the first step to that is identifying if the relationships that you are participating in are healthy or not. And to me, to determine if the relationship is healthy or not is by asking yourself, does the relationship serve you? Which I mentioned on my last video. And by that I mean you ask yourself, what does the relationship do for you? If it doesn't serve you, then obviously it is a relationship that you need to let go, because it's not building you up. It is more than likely tearing you down or affecting you in a negative way. So first step is, if the relationship does not serve you, ask yourself if the relationship serves you or not. And if it doesn't, work on distancing yourself and eventually ending that relationship. So to do that, honestly, it's as easy as you make it. So if you know and you have reasons that support that the relationship is not serving you, it can be just as easy as telling that person the effect that that relationship is having on you. I guess it's probably easier said than done. So I would say, if you're not really good with confrontation or talking to people in that way, or you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, then you write it down. Like I do a lot of writing things down and mapping out my thoughts on paper. So you write it down, you make a list if you have to, that can't be, can't be argued with. So and it makes sense to you, and it would make sense to anyone else looking at it, like, yeah, obviously ending this relationship is the right thing to do. So you write it down. If that would make it easier to organize your thoughts, and then you kind of just relay that over to the person. And then, depending on the nature of the relationship, sometimes you have to make sure that you distance yourself from that relationship at that point, because sometimes it is hard after you invest time and energy into a person. It's hard to just end it or whatever, or date it, or make sure that person doesn't contact you, or make sure you don't contact them. So everybody knows how to block a number. So if you have to block a number, blocking someone is not being shady, or it's not it's not a bad thing. Sometimes you have to block people to preserve yourself. So if you have to add them to your block list, delete their number, delete their thread, anything that would allow you to be able to reach out to and contact them. That's if you know that this relationship is not serving you. So if the relationship is serving you, but it's causing you stress, then I would say to take time away from the relationship. First of all, know that the relationship is serving you. So the same way you wrote down the ways that the relationship wasn't serving you, write down how the relationship is serving you. To me, personally, I feel like if the relationship is offering something to you that you wouldn't have access to otherwise, and not material things, but if that person is providing you with information or insight, or a different way of thinking that otherwise you absolutely would not have considered or come across, then and it's all like positive things, like helpful things, not things that are damaging to you. But if they are offering you that kind of thing, then yes, that, I feel like that is a relationship that you need to keep around and take advantage of. So, but you have to, like, don't give people more credit than what they deserve, right? So if someone is telling you like some things and it's helpful and it makes sense and all that, but at the same time it's things that you could find out on your own, then I mean, you know, it's not really like you can't give people more credit than what they deserve, because yeah, some people do have things to offer, but sometimes if you look, you realize that you're sufficient enough and like you're fully capable of finding out certain things on your own, then you realize that that relationship is not as much of a need to you as you thought it was. Identifying whether the relationship is serving you or not, whether it's draining you. If it's draining you, then it's a no-go, like period. It's a no-go. Like if you're putting more into the relationship, and again, this could be family, friends, or romantic relationships. If you're putting more into the relationship than what you're getting back, then it's not serving you, it's draining you, and it can be toxic. Something like that can be toxic, especially if the other person is okay with like the imbalance in the relationship. So yes, and a quote, in case you didn't watch the last video, one thing that I was thinking about and journaling was this quote, and it says, an empty vessel cannot pour into anyone or anything effectively. So in the simplest breakdown, obviously, like, okay, I have this bottle of water. If it's empty, but I want to give water to everybody, I want to share my water, but there's nothing in here, then obviously I can't pour this water into separate cups because it's empty. So I would have to fill this water up, and this water being you this water is an example of you. So you have to fill this water up just the same way you have to fill yourself up in order to give to other people. So the things that we like to give to other people, we like to give other people time, we like to give attention, sometimes we like to give material things, we like to give love, we like to give like all of these things like that are helpful to other people, especially people that we care about. But if you are not making sure that you're giving those things to yourself first, then you won't be able to give to other people effectively. Like if you're not giving yourself love and you're not paying attention to the things that your body needs or the things that your spirit needs or your mind needs, then you are depriving yourself if you're still trying to give those things to another person, if that makes sense. So yeah, so make sure that you're being selfish with your time, being selfish with your person, because you have to make sure that you're completely filled up before you start pouring or attempting to pour into other people. So yeah, I mean, make time for yourself, make time to learn yourself, make time to practice meditation, make time to give yourself the time, give yourself the time and attention that you need before you start giving someone else more time and attention. And be able to recognize when a relationship is toxic to you. If a relationship is stressing you out and a relationship is not filling you up, you're only pouring into it, then it's a toxic relationship. Don't overestimate like someone's place in your life. So like, don't give someone more power in your life than what they rightfully deserve. Like, be able to gauge and know and love yourself enough to know that you are sufficient and that you don't need another person to validate you. And that's a part of self-love, and loving yourself enough to know that anyone else, any other outside factors are just adding on to you, but you are sufficient in yourself alone. And to really come to that realization, it takes spending time with yourself. It takes learning yourself. Like, it takes studying yourself and meditating. Meditating is one of the best ways that I've learned to, like, really reflect on yourself. Reflect on your thoughts, how you think, how you respond to things, how you act. And when you actually take the time to tune in to those things instead of just it happening, because it just happens naturally, but when you actually look within and take the time to tune into that, that's when you really learn things about yourself, when you make a conscious effort to focus on yourself. So hopefully this video wasn't all over the place. I didn't want to make it too long. The last video was long, so I wanted to make this one just focus in on relationships specifically. And my next video will be a topic from the last video. I haven't decided which one it will be yet, but if y'all want to leave a comment for which one you want to see, I have finances, managing time and obligations. We just did relationships, and then work and health, and like how to manage those things, how to manage those things and the stress that they can present in your life. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if you haven't subscribed, again, make sure you subscribe so that you'll see the next video. Leave comments below for any suggestions for videos that you would like to see. Again, my channel is not limited to videos like this, but I also will be posting videos about veganism and living a plant-based lifestyle, as well as overall holistic wellness, as I mentioned in the beginning. Thank you for watching this. Like the video if you enjoyed it, if it was helpful to you. Ask questions in the comment section if you want more clarification. Subscribe and share it with all your friends. I'll leave my social media in the description box for Twitter and Instagram and all that, so make sure y'all follow me on those outlets, and you can also communicate with me that way. Thank y'all so much for watching again. Remember to trust your process. Life is a process. Nothing happens overnight. So remember, all of this is a process. Everything that we're learning about health, about self-love, about mental health, about all of that, it's all a process. And be sure to trust in that process. Don't give up. Stay consistent and love yourself. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.